Hello YouTube. Thank you all for the support last week as I reviewed a few initial Bethesda creations added over time in a Starfield. I'm glad I'm not the only one still interested in and playing this Bethesda game. So again, despite some people's hesitations and opinions surrounding creations, I think there are quite a few solid additions, and I can't wait to introduce you to another 5 for your shopping perusal. Some of these come from Bethesda, but the majority we're taking a look at come from the community. And to be honest, you could hardly tell because of how professional they look. And that's one reason why creations can be so beneficial for the community. It allows both modders to provide a solid product, which then allows their own direct compensation. So without further ado, I present to you another 5 of Starfield's Creation Club's greatest. Enjoy! The first creation we're taking a look at today is Watchtower Orbital Strike Fleet.Command by Kingath Creations for 1,000 credits. So Watchtower is one of the largest and most ambitious premium creations available for Starfield. Developed by Kingath Creations, it functions more like a mini expansion than a traditional mod, introducing a fully voiced storyline, a new faction, large-scale gameplay systems, and entirely new mechanics centered around commanding your own fleet of starships. The story begins after you become the target of Watchtower, a secretive paramilitary organization equipped with very advanced technology. They eliminate anyone they perceive as a potential threat and now have decided that you, the player, belong on that list. After surviving your first encounter, you team up with another fugitive, Torin, who has also escaped Watchtower's grasp. Together, you two work to infiltrate their operations, steal their technology, and slowly dismantle their galaxy-wide surveillance network before confronting the organization head-on. The questline features extensive dialogue, new characters, and additional interactions for players who have already completed New Game Plus. This is a massive creation, and the major features include a Fleet.Command system where you are able to assign crew to pilot them and follow you around in space, similar to how individual followers follow you around on the ground. There is a robust orbital strike system that allows you to unlock various skydrop modules, i.e. things dropping from the sky into combat, that are equipable to individual ships and executable via throwables, as well as new facial cybernetic implants focused on ship piloting and flying systems. Along with those, you get a new space station that upgrades as you progress the story, a new companion, and new repeatable endgame content similar to Terran Armada, and all characters in this are fully voiced, extremely fleshed out, and the stealing progression system is so unique and smart that it really feels like it should be in the base game, not just a DLC-esque creation. Watchtower themselves are very large and imposing, and patrol specific systems and set up ambushes against you, to the point where you may avoid even flying in certain systems because of them. The biggest negative feedback Watchtower received originally was how imposing they were and how their patrols could get in the way of other aspects of the game. However, since then, Kingath added a large amount of difficulty scrollers that fixes a lot of those issues and even more. So overall, in my opinion, the creation itself is at a point where it is extremely balanced and not overdone anymore unless you personally want it to be. I'm telling you folks, this creation absolutely does not miss. There is an extreme amount of content to explore, and honestly, this may be the one and only creation that I believe should cost more than what it's on the Creation Club for, as I 100% have spent more time playing this creation than I have playing either of the 2 official Bethesda DLCs. I would highly recommend purchasing and playing this creation, as it opens up a whole nother figurative world for you to explore, and honestly can even completely alter the way you play the game. The second creation we're taking a look at today is another one by Kingath Creations, however, albeit a little smaller. McClarence Outfitters, Legendary Customization by Kingath Creations for 300 credits. While not as necessary anymore with the addition of Bethesda's X-Tech, McClarence Outfitters is a creation that adds a very unique customizable spacesuit and spacesuit shop in New Atlantis. This spacesuit, besides looking badass and extremely unique, also gives you total control over legendary gear, with lore-friendly methods of extraction, transfer, duplication, and customization. It allows your individual spacesuit to become extremely powerful. The McClarence spacesuit is a matching helmet and boost pack, featuring a very high-tech design with numerous interchangeable skins, allowing upgrade paths available on standard equipment and continued improvements through later updates, including an additional legendary slot and quality upgrades. And after upgrades, the storefront creates or allows the player to duplicate equipment, upgrade quest rewards so that they remain useful at higher player levels, and continue improving gear instead of just discarding it as stronger loot appears. These systems help eliminate one of Starfield's biggest frustration, that being out-leveling unique equipment you've wanted to keep. Overall, it's a quality of life expansion that improves Starfield's loot system. It's a fully voiced questline, memorable new vendor, exclusive spacesuit, and robust legendary crafting mechanics make it pretty valuable as a modification, especially those players who enjoy collecting, optimizing, and personalizing their own equipment, even despite the release of X-Tech in Starfield's base game. The third mod we're taking a look at today is Trackers Alliance: The Fallen Hero by Bethesda Game Studios for 700 credits. Probably my single favorite quest in Starfield up to this point is the Mantis Mark II mission in the Trackers Alliance creation. I know I've reviewed this creation last week, but I need to talk about some of the individual bounties because they are just too damn good. So this bounty begins when the Trackers Alliance investigates reports of a mysterious vigilante wearing armor eerily similar to the legendary Mantis. At first, the sighting suggests the Mantis has returned, but as you dig deeper, it becomes clear that the imposter has taken up the mantle. Your investigation leads you through a series of bounties, interrogations, and combat encounters as you uncover the identity of this self-proclaimed hero and determine whether they're truly protecting the settled systems or using the Mantis legend for their own agenda. Throughout this quest, you will track the imposter across multiple locations, investigate crime scenes and gather evidence, battle heavily armed mercenaries and elite enemies, and face a climactic showdown against the false Mantis. And when I say climactic, I mean climactic. This fight was so good that at a certain point, I didn't realize I was in the fight anymore. And I'm being serious. I thought my game had messed up and it restarted me at the opening sequence. I didn't know what was going on. It is such a great fight that I'm getting goosebumps just looking at the footage again and remembering it. And similar to the OG Mantis, completing this bounty rewards you with the Mantis Mark II armor and the Orchid, a Class A starship. Overall, if this individual quest was 700 credits, I probably still would have bought it. But knowing that the greatest Bethesda fighting sequence in their entire universe, in my opinion, I know don't come for me in the comments, is coupled with another 6 bounties, please buy this creation. Thank you. And the next creation we're taking a look at is a lot simpler, The Perfect Recipe by Bethesda Game Studios for free. In my opinion, what Starfield lacks compared to other games is its ability to create engaging content not revolving around killing someone or something. The Perfect Recipe is a small quest that focuses on world building via small interactions. Running simple favors for someone can be surprisingly entertaining, and it is proven by this creation. Your adventure begins when you discover an old, dust-covered recipe book during your travels. This book belongs to Harbijan, a mechanic living in a keyless city who once dreamed of becoming a renowned chef before life's responsibilities forced him to abandon that ambition. Returning the recipe book rekindles Harb's passion for cooking, and you agree to help him prepare a special dinner that could change the course of his life. What starts as a simple favor gradually becomes a touching story about second chances, personal aspirations, and the importance of pursuing what truly makes you happy. Your job is to gather ingredients for Harb's signature meal and help prepare for an important dinner, which in turn results in you meeting several memorable characters with distinct personalities and even making dialogue choices that can influence how the story concludes. Who would believe that's even possible in a modern Bethesda game? The creation leans heavily into storytelling and humor, focusing more on the journey rather than the destination. There are quite a few memorable, awkward scenes that you really need to experience for that classic older Bethesda feel. Now, if you're looking for unique rewards, you won't find too much, as in the end, you're only really rewarded with a recipe and a chef's outfit that you can take with you, beyond just the standard Starfield credit reward. So if you're looking for a short but memorable adventure between major quest lines, The Perfect Recipe is a good choice. It's a mix of humor, meaningful dialogue with light gameplay, and a pretty heartfelt story that makes you feel like you're in a classic Bethesda side quest. One that reminds you not every memorable journey in Starfield needs to end with a firefight. And it's free to install, so what do you have to lose? And finally, the last creation we're taking a look at today is Starfield Spacer Overhaul by Zone79 for 500 credits. This mod is an awesome addition to Starfield that makes spacers look much more imposing. For a faction that I see all the time, I really felt the need to up their aesthetic and fight something that looked a lot scarier. That, and for a faction known for being scavengers, it only makes sense that all of their armor sets are cobbled up together from other pieces. As you can see, Zone 79 is a phenomenal mod author, and their small overhaul mod can and does do wonders for the game. Particularly, this creation adds 8 unique spacesuit variation, 16 new helmet designs, 12 custom backpacks, and new accessories such as spacesuit goggles. All of these items are equipable by the player and are incorporated into the standard loot table, so they will drop from all spacer enemies and are upgradable with legendary effects to make it even more usable by the player. In my opinion, this creation significantly improves immersion. By giving the Spacer faction a distinctive identity through dozens of new armor pieces and role-specific outfits, it transforms one of Starfield's more generic enemy groups into a believable band of dangerous scavengers. While it doesn't add new quests or gameplay systems, it's an excellent addition for any player who wants more variety and personality in their combat encounters. And it may seem a little expensive for what it provides, which really it's just a cosmetic overhaul, unless you plan on using the spacer equipment, which still also looks fire on the player character, might I add. I still purchased it and I play with it because I love the individual overhauls that make the game appear more unique and refined, and truthfully, I haven't regret any of my 100 plus hours playing since buying this creation, if that tells you anything. So I hope you enjoyed another week of heavy-hitting Starfield creations, and just know there are plenty more where that came from. Starfield's creations are being taken by the community and ran with, and I can't wait to continue to see what we come up with. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more, and let me know if there are any individual creations or mods you'd like me to review for next time. See ya!